Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. So I sold a bunch of books to mycomicshop.com. So what happened was I had a bunch of doubles, right? And I didn't know what to do with them. I couldn't decide. I was going to give some away in an AOK. I was going to give some away for a subscriber giveaway. And I just couldn't decide what exactly to do with them. So I decided to go ahead and see if any of them were worth anything, and I could put that money towards picking up some new comics. Planned on going to a few small cons in the area, so really wanted to try and get something, solid down budget-wise. And I decided, you know what? I buy a lot of comics on mycomicshop.com. I've never consigned to them before in any way. I've never sold them books, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Couldn't have been more pleased with it. Super easy to do, and fun. So you basically go on there. You select a value, or you select a comic that you want to sell them. They tell you if they want that comic or not right away. They give you a price that they'll pay for it in by condition, and then you sell it to them. And so then they give you an offer back. And anyway, there's better videos on how to do this. But bottom line is, it was about a 10-day turnaround from when they received the book to when I got my store credit. Now you can trade in for cash, and I assume they send you some sort of check. But honestly, I just wanted the store credit because you get a higher percentage back on store credit, so that you get more money for it. And there's always things for me to buy there. So I went ahead diving through their books. I got my credit and I started spending it. So this is all stuff I picked up with my credit, and I threw in like $5 more, and then another $5 or so for shipping. So I'm $10 in over what my credit amount was, but very happy. First off, we have Before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan #2. I love this book. Adam Hughes cover, absolutely fantastic. To me, that's Planet Comics all over it. That's a Planet Comics book. He just ripped off some Golden Age work right there. That is amazing. I absolutely love it. I think it couldn't have been done any better. She looks great. I love how her dome is covering Dr. Manhattan's Blue Boy there. So very, very cool. I love this book. I've been looking at this book for a while. There's another one that he did, I think, for the Silk Spectre, and I thought about getting that one, and I had it in the cart, and I pulled it the last minute because this one was the one I wanted. The other one, if I see it in a dollar bin, I'll still get it, but there's nothing. This one that's amazing. That's some of, in my opinion, Adam Hughes' best work is right here on this cover. Very unappreciated. It'll continue to go unappreciated because unless you're a big Golden Age or Atom Age sci-fi guy like me, you're probably not going to appreciate this the same way. But for all you who do, ring that bell. Next we got Pacific Rim, Tales from the Drift, #1. So I guess this was kind of a tie-in book. They probably had a few of these somewhere around, like presented by Guillermo del Toro. So presented by the same guy who directed the first Pacific Rim. I don't know if he directed the second or not, but I haven't seen the second one, but I love the first one. So good stuff. I'm not trying to pick up this whole run, but I thought this was pretty cool, and it was in their dollar bin. So in the mycomicshop.com dollar bin. So I picked that up. Next, this one was also in the dollar bin. Rocketeer, Hollywood Horror, #1. I already had a regular copy of this. I don't remember if it was Alex Ross did the cover A's or Walt Simonson. I think it might have been Simonson did the cover A's on these. So this is a subscription cover, but pretty cool. I'm not going to turn down a Rocketeer book. So there you go, Rocketeer, Hollywood Horror, #1. Next, we've got, working on my Tomb Raider run, we got Tomb Raider 17 Boston Convention exclusive. My goal is to pick up every exclusive or every cover variant of the original Tomb Raider run. That's my goal. Pick up every cover variant within reason. If it's something that just has like a blue foil and then another one has a yellow foil and stuff like that, then I'm probably not going to go crazy over stuff like that. But if it's a true different cover, like if it's just something that has a starburst that says free poster inside, that doesn't interest me. But if it's a truly different art on the cover, then I want it. And there's a few that are convention exclusives like this one that are going to be harder to find because obviously very low print run for those convention exclusives. Here's a promo one. Sorry to be going backwards. Tomb Raider number 11. And this is a promo. It says probably tan. I'd say probably Philip Tan maybe. But I love the simplicity of this cover. Very, very cool. Just really excited to have this book. And this was a Graham Cracker Comics exclusive. So Graham Cracker Comics exclusive. So super cool. I like that. I like this. And a whole different cover for number 11 that I didn't have. So super happy to have that. Here is another one. Finally going back up the numbers. Sorry about that. And here is Tomb Raider number 47. This is one of those where I thought I already had it, but maybe I didn't. Well, I guess we'll find out, right, when I start putting them away. Tomb Raider 47, I knew that I had the B cover because the B cover was a Adam Hughes cover. And I have all the Adam Hughes covers from the first Tomb Raider run. So there you go. Tomb Raider number 47, A cover. Didn't have that one. Now as I do. And then to round it off, one last one. Here is Raptorella Revenge number 2. So Cavewoman, Raptorella Revenge number 2. This was in their mycomicshop.com dollar bin. And let me tell you something. If you all don't know Cavewoman, then you're not probably a subscriber of my channel. But if you do subscribe to my channel and you're just now is your first encounter of Cavewoman on my channel, there's Cavewoman, the original Cavewoman stories have a lot of story to them. Yes, they're a little racy in the 80s/90s style, but they're not smut, right? But then this guy here, you'll see his writing at the bottom there, Devin Massey, okay? This guy takes over the book, and he's had a hold of this book for years. Every now and then they get a guest artist or a guest writer, but basically it's just this Devin Massey guy, and it's basically a book that's filled with smut. I mean, it's no good. The interiors are terrible. They're very just trash. It's a trash magazine, trash comic. But Bud Root, the guy who invented Cavewoman, still drawing fantastic covers for these. So anyway, I picked this up because it was a dollar bin, but I'm shocked that this didn't have any kind of mature reader warning in the cart, which should say for mature readers only, but it doesn't. I mean, I would think once it's in a dollar bin, you got to be a little bit more careful with that stuff because anybody could buy them. But, you know, whatever. I'm not trying to play police on it. I'm just saying I was shocked to see this in the dollar bin. I picked it up for myself because I have a copy of this book, but it's slabbed because it's a Bud Root edition and it's a beautiful cover. This cover is actually one of Devin Massey's better covers. Typically, I trash his artwork, but this one actually is pretty good. So, good for him. He managed to win me over once. And next I've got a few reprints that I picked up. So here's my deal on this. Here is real quick. Well, we won't stay on these too long. This is New Mutants 98 Facsimile Edition. You say, oh, everybody's picking that up. Well, here's the deal. On mycomicshop.com, you know, this at a cover price $3.99. So the day that it comes out, it's probably going to be $3.99 on there. But if you wait just a week or two, you'll be able to pick up these reprints. This one I think cost me like $2.80 or something because it was so low grade. And it's like, well, what's low grade? It's a brand new book. Well, if you see all that color rub smudge there, and then also up here by the $3.99, that's a lot of rub. So they couldn't call it near mint anymore, so they downgraded the price. And they'll be anywhere from like $2.80 to $3.20, depending on whether there's a sale or not going on. So pretty cool. So I got that for less than cover price. And I have a real New Mutants 98 that now I feel free to slab because these facsimile editions reprint ads and everything. And as far as I'm concerned, if I have the facsimile edition, I'm probably going to slab the original. So the original, this is going to get slabbed. It's going to go in my next order out to get slabbed. Here's a book that I do not own. So it's the Incredible Hulk #1 facsimile edition. Once again, pick this one up on the cheap because look at that edge right there. See if that white is coming through right there. You see that? So you can't call that near mint. That's not a 9.8. It's a reprint. Who cares? But they ding it and the price comes down. I picked this one up for I think $3.20. So less than cover price. I'll take that all day. And I don't have this book And people sometimes ask, what's your holy grail book, right? And I have a lot of grail books. I've been fortunate. I've been, dare I say lucky, but also I've been skilled, as it takes a combination of both to get anywhere, I think. In hunting down these books, negotiating hard for prices, selling books to get better books, flipping books, doing all kinds of things to build my collection for the least amount of money I could build it for, pure dollar-wise, meaning the money I worked for, my 9 to 5, the money that I use for that, the least amount of that I can go towards comics, the better. I've been very, very fortunate to have the collection that I have, spending as little as I've spent over the years. But there are certain books that someday I'm going to have to pay up for. And to me, that's the Holy Grail book. The book that really, I have no interest in an AF-15. I mean, if I saw one for a really good price, yeah, I'd probably buy it. But I have no interest in sacrificing for an AF-15. I have no interest in sacrificing for most books. This is the book where if I saw this for a good price, and I mean a really good price, I would sell my car, buy this book, and walk, or get a little beater car, a little $1,500 car. Like I would sell my car to have enough money to buy this book and a crappy car, and just drive a crappy car for like a year or 2 years or 3 years until I built the money back up in order to get a new car. That's how much this book is a holy grail to me. And I think that's the difference between a grail and a holy grail. The holy grails are the ones that you're going to have to die a little to own. And that's where this book is for me. So now that I have the reprint, if I ever get the real one, it'll get slabbed if it's not slabbed already. And here is the last one here. The Spider-Woman, #1. I have a copy of this signed by Stan Lee. That I've never sent off to get graded or anything, or authenticated or anything like that. So now that I have this book, I'm going to go ahead and send that book off to get authenticated. I trust who I bought it from. It was another member of the community, so I really believe that it was an okay buy. And he had a few copies, all signed the same way in the same book. So hopefully, I don't expect a high grade of that book, but I have one Stan Lee signed yellow label, so I wouldn't mind having a verified signature label also on another book. So, and this book, what's it doing with Stan Lee's signature on it to begin with? So go ahead and get it done. So there you go. So that's my haul. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Sorry it ran a little longer than usual, but it happens sometimes, and I can't help but leave you with this, what I think is the most underrated Adam Hughes cover ever. It's got the yellow and red. It's got ketchup and mustard, as I like to call it. Everybody loves to see that. You know why McDonald's is yellow and red and the golden arches? It's because people like ketchup and mustard. Looks fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful girl there, holding on to Dr. Manhattan. I assume it's Silk Spectre with a helmet on. Just super, super cool. I just can't. An homage to Golden Age books, Atom Age books. The science fiction covers of yesteryear that I absolutely love. Great homage to that. Thank you, Adam Hughes, for this book. I hope y'all like it as much as I do. We'll catch you next time on BUB'S Comics. Remember, read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Thanks. Catch you next time.